they have a rock, paper, scissors side bracket, I might have to get in there, man.
Did you even enter it, Saga?
Nah, man, I was too busy doing other stuff like commentary.
I got you, dude.
But I got some notable wins, though. I beat Pink Fresh.
Okay, dude. So we're going to
Come on, man.
to Town and City.
Come on, man.
Seems to be the game #1 between VoiD and Cosmos.
I beat Pink Fresh. I almost beat Ramsey, too, man.
Yo, we have moved on from that topic.
Come on.
Dude, I don't want to talk about that no more, man.
Come on.
I'm sure your accomplishments are amazing, dude. Like,
I'm just saying, man.
So game #1, let's go. Corrin versus Sheik. Now we're going to have the small blast zones coming in yet again on Town and City. Being able to kill off the top of the stage pretty early, which benefits both of the characters, allows VoiD to get some earlier kills than normal when Sheik sometimes struggles depending on the percent of his opponent.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you got Corrin on the other side who has a lot of kill moves, which I talked about previously, but now they kill even earlier for her.
Yeah, so let's see what happens here. Right now, Cosmos playing a very, very aggressive play style right now. Going for like the short hop nair, really trying to catch with any part of that hitbox to try to find a conversion right after that. Okay, short hop forward there. Oh, okay, try to catch him with the chomp there. There was the down tilt and the up tilt I talked about before. That just eats Sheik alive.
Yeah, definitely ducking underneath the Dragon Fang shot by going for a dash attack underneath. Trying to go for the reverse neutral air, trying to get some conversions going off of the neutral air. Sheik thrives so much off of that attack. He gets so much off of it, bouncing fish and any other aerial into forward tilt, depending on the percentage of his opponent, as well as his own rage.
Yeah, and the amount of respect that we just seen there a moment ago. You know, VoiD ended up getting Cosmos off stage. We've seen the double air dodge attempt, even from VoiD. That was a perfect opportunity for VoiD to go off, you know, stage and apply a little bit of pressure, but maybe had something else in mind. Oh, try to catch it with the 2-frame there on the pin. Okay, up throw into the up air that time. Not quite enough to take out the stock, obviously, but putting some solid damage up on the board here. There's the pivot grab, though.
Laying out on the ground, trying to catch that down tilt. I love the bait by backing off away out of grab range from Cosmos by sneaking onto the ground and catching the second down tilt. Impressive stuff coming from VoiD.
Okay, and then gets the tipper hitbox there on the pin attack, just like that. VoiD sent flying, and that first stock has been erased. Okay, oh, wow. Even baited out the air dodge and then didn't quite get the nair, but again, goes for another grab attempt and gets the up air that time.
At the long-lasting hitbox from up air coming from Sheik, actually going through the air dodge and connecting it at the end and killing Cosmos off the top.
That was one of those rare situations where Cosmos just couldn't move out of the way of that. He actually had to go for the air dodge. All right. Dancing around each other right here. The follow away forward air really trying to bait VoiD in. Unfortunately, VoiD getting punished here. 2 forward airs in a row, complimented. And then on top of that, throwing the nair on deck too, but getting taken for a ride from one end of the stage to another, though. And those forward airs, a lot of people forget about those, man. It's very quick and very easy percent, especially if you're going up against like a heavy character like Swordsman. She just eats those people up. Okay. More back airs. Like what I'm seeing here. Okay, pins VoiD down. Tries to catch him there on the top of that platform. Not a good spot to be in.
Cosmos trying to catch that 2-frame with the side special.
Yeah, I was very afraid for VoiD's life. Oh, and again, another tipper pin attack takes VoiD out.
Cosmos has been on point with those aerial side specials, just catching VoiD in the nick of time because it comes out so quick. And it catches VoiD completely off guard, sending him off to the blast zone on the side. Putting a point on the board.
Yeah, you know, you can't complain too much. VoiD, though, definitely has to claw his way out of this deficit. I'm not exactly sure what mindset he's in. You know, as you know, he's remains pretty emotionless for the entirety of his sets, you know, and that's one thing I've always admired about him, like his mental fortitude, you know, despite being down. But let's see what he can apply here to this match. Cosmos up a game. VoiD has some catching up to do. Okay, opening up very early here. Oh, goes for the lock. Beautiful.
VoiD getting a footstool combo. You know he's been practicing that in the training mode. Okay, using the bouncing fish to escape any sort of harms that Cosmos wanted to threaten him with.
Okay, I like the needle cancel, trying to bait Cosmos in. Cosmos not having any of it, though. Nice, the empty hops right away like I talked about. Cosmos is going to be there to punish that. Oh, whiffs a grab that lets VoiD open him up for some short hop forward airs. And wow, got some fancy footwork here from both of the two players. So good. Okay, nice reverse hitbox in there, moving right into the upper that time. Oh, then try to catch the landing on the with the neutral special.
And trying to close some distance with that Dragon Fang shot to opposite just go for the kick turnaround to catch VoiD. Hits him with the side special again, pushing him off stage. This could be an advantageous stage for Cosmos. Ooh. Again, we've seen that time and again this entire set. Cosmos catching VoiD with the aerial side special.
Now, what I'm more interested about is, you know, VoiD was so far away from Cosmos, but it looked like he ran up for a grab. I'm not exactly sure what he was going for there. Regardless, Cosmos just completely cleans that stock up. Could have been a misinput, who knows? All right, Nair's right on shield there. Cosmos opening VoiD back up, more damage on the board, big damage at that. Okay, nice rollout. I think he was trying to catch the neutral get up, but that time he went for the roll. Had to get his way out of that situation as quick as possible. VoiD right now back into the running here. We got ourselves an even game in terms of stocks. There's the forward throw.
And catching his landing with that up air, and again applying all this pressure, catching his tippy toe with that side special. VoiD having trouble crossing out, getting that grab. This could be huge for him, trying to use the Smashville platform to his advantage. We're no stranger to seeing a Sheik carry an opponent at low percent towards their death if the Smashville platform's at the right opportune placement.
Absolutely. Oh, almost got chomped up.
Instead, it was a clank. Cosmos trying to catch him with that up air.
Gotta respect it.
Goes for the Dragon Fang shot, just deleting the shield almost completely. Going for the Draconic Lunge Ascent, kind of riskily. I'm confused why he didn't get punished by VoiD too hard.
Yeah, definitely got a second chance at life, that's for sure. VoiD right now closing the gap here. We got ourselves a relatively even match here, but Cosmos has a thing or two to say about it. Looking to close this thing out. Goes for the back air.
But we have a tech coming from VoiD, getting back onto the stage, hitting him with the neutral air, and that could be his out of jumps. Immediately going for the up special, laying down onto the ground, but no tippered up smash for CLG VoiD. He wants the neutral air off stage. How deep can he go? The air push from Vanish, pushing Cosmos back. Again, VoiD landing a grab. He's looking for a back air, but the avoidance of Cosmos. He has to use his up special again, but VoiD stuffing it out with a bouncing fish, taking this to a game 3.
And I think VoiD has finally found his calling. I think he understands that, you know what, on stage, you know, I don't want to go blow for blow anymore with a character like Corrin. You know, she tacks on a lot of damage. Let me see if I can try to get you off stage. And that's exactly what played a factor into him getting that W. All right.
So now we got the counter pick coming from Cosmos. And VoiD's deciding on what stage he wants to ban. I mean, we started on Town and City, immediately went to Smashville, a great stage for Sheik. I'm curious about what counter pick could possibly come from Corrin. I know that she thrives a lot on stages with platforms, right? So like tri-platforms like Battlefield or Dreamland could do wonders for him.
Yeah. All right.
VoiD's thinking. I know Cosmos is waiting for him to ban that stage. Okay, I think they just claimed a stage. They're ready to go into this next game, this best 3 of 5 sets. Possibly 2 to 3 more games left in the set before we jump into top 8.
All right, and we're moving into a final destination. So I think we all know the schematics of this stage. You know, longer, but there are no platforms here. Now, Sheik's needles got nerfed. They don't go the entirety of FD anymore, but they still travel a vast distance. So I want to see how well VoiD can try to implement that into this match. Oh, nice job opening up very early, though, with the dare. Forward throw, bouncing fish. Very tried and true Sheik combos. Man, I love that forward throw animation. Like, Corrin's and Mewtwo's forward throw animation just designed beautifully. Oh, wow.
VoiD just calling him out with that down air, laying down onto the stage.
All right. Try to open him up there with a grab that time, but the Nair, reverse hitbox to the Nair at that. Utilization of it is so good.
Cosmos dashing back and forth, trying to bound an attack from VoiD. VoiD using a burst grenade to try to apply shield pressure against Cosmos.
Okay, using the back of there to change the trajectory. Good job using the pivot grab that time. Putting on some more damage on the board there. There's a pin. Does he get the kill? That he does.
And that was a smart usage of VoiD using bouncing fish to go against the stage to immediately grab onto the ledge, but Cosmos was was catching on, caught him with the side special, and kicked him off to the side of the stage. Him rolling away. We have a little bit of clashing going on, but Cosmos does in fact have a sword. He has to respect it.
1, 2, 3 jab. Okay, not respecting that, putting some damage on the board here, extending this lead. VoiD really struggling to figure something out here. Good job there punishing. Oh, wow, goes for the 1-2 jab and then tomahawk grab that time.
VoiD on fire, going for the neutral air out of shield. waiting for the option of Cosmos' choice, expecting a roll onto the stage so he can go for like a vanish kill. Raw down air coming in the middle of neutral.
Another pivot grab again. VoiD finds himself off stage and maneuvers out the way very carefully there of the pin attack. Uh-oh. Okay, rolls into the face of danger. There's the up throw. Don't ever air dodge. Up air, closes it out. Good job.
And Cosmos sitting on his last stock, trying to get something going. VoiD almost starting up one of his VoiD combos, but I feel like he had a little bit too much rage for that to actually connect the way he wanted it to.
Yeah, was he going for the drag down up air? I think that's what he was looking for.
I'm pretty sure that's what he wanted.
Yeah. Okay, 3 forwarders in a row, opens back up, 3-4. Oh,
that was 6. That was 6 forwarders. I almost thought he was going to land that 7th, and look how much damage that did. Only 34. It does such little damage, but over time, with so many hits connecting, it's going to do a lot afterwards.
And it frustrates the opponent as well.
When you just get hit that much, it's more of like a mentality attack. It's like, can I please stop getting hit now? Can I get back to the stage, sir? Oh, reading the counter. One for the forward air. Bouncing fish. Smart stuff. VoiD playing ever so patient. Playing reactionary instead. This could be huge for him, but instead Cosmos gets back to the stage. The misspaced Needle Storm not doing too much for him.
No, sir.
Trying to go for that pivot grab.
Again, another one.
Cosmos running it instead, getting the grab himself, turning into a dragon and sending VoiD flying. Connects the neutral air, sending him off stage again. He's sitting at 122%. This could be his time to shine, but VoiD reading the air dodge off of the forward tilt, kills him off the top, and moves on to game 4.
When are we going to learn that you have got to jump out of the way of that? I know your first instinct, I got to air dodge, I got to move out the way, but you have got to try to DI as hard as possible.
I believe it was a 50-50 scenario. Like
if that one was a 50-50?
Correct, yeah, because sometimes you can double jump out of it or go for an air dodge. So it's like if you double jump, you can escape it if they immediately go for an attack. But if they're patient and you double jump, they can double jump after. You know, a lot of things can happen in that scenario. Yeah. So it's not always the optimal solution. But now we have a coach timeout being called in place as our players receive some tips.
Okay.
Got the CLG coach, giving VoiD some notes on what to do, as well as on the other side we have coaching being received from, I believe, Locust, yeah. Now, Cosmos started off the set strong, Rod. You got the first game pretty dominantly, but now VoiD has turned the tables, bringing this to a 2-1 lead in his favor, 1 game away from reaching top 8. Do you think Cosmos might be able to change this up, or VoiD's going to shut it down before he gets a chance to adapt?
I'd like to see Cosmos try to bring this one back and force a game 5. One thing I really like about Cosmos and just a lot of Corrin mains in general is what Corrin can do at low percents. I think we sometimes get tied up in what Corrin can do at high percents, where that means like a counter or like a forward smash or just a charge neutral special. But at low percents, she has some combos like the 1-2 jab, down tilt, up tilt, you name it. And on a character like Sheik, that can really give you the advantage, especially fresh out the gate.
And Cosmos is just determined to go to final destination. He believes in this stage, and it's working out the best for him in his opinion. But VoiD getting these sneaky combos, with no platforms in the way, allows for footstool combos to connect even more. It's way easier to connect those.
Right. Okay, gets the pin there, though, jumping right off the ledge, and then again, throwing out another sneaky downer on VoiD's behalf. All right, dancing around each other there. Oh. Okay, I'm liking what I'm seeing here. VoiD spending a lot of time in the air despite there not being any platforms, just really making it hard for Corrin, Cosmos to, stay up to pace with him. The maneuverability that Sheik has is just astounding. Again, another short hop forward there. Being punished there, but Cosmos again with the pivot grab.
Trying to catch that down tilt on the ledge. VoiD doing a lot of short hops and going for the up airs afterwards, trying to catch his landing.
Absolutely. Okay, trying to get him in. Good call out there. Goes for the forward tilt, though. Catches the spot dodge that time. The falling up air here on Cosmos' behalf, putting some big damage up on the board. Uh-oh. Okay, not quite enough to seal the deal. What? Did he just caught that man's dare with the needles?
He barely nicked that. Cosmos running across the entire stage, manages to finally catch him with that side special, sending him off.
That's like the second grenade coverage tactic that we've seen punished here in top 32. First by Kamehameha, then the second time here by VoiD. I like the attempt, but a lot of people are just on the up and up about that.
Catching the bouncing fish, trying to finish him off with that back air, but Cosmos calls him out with a Draconic Ascent, getting back onto the stage scot-free.
Yeah. Okay. Using the nair to try to keep VoiD into the corner there. They even try to sneak in the neutral special.
Yeah, spacing his attacks just right as VoiD tries to approach his opponent. Trying to use a counter surge against the Needle Storm, since if you land a counter surge, there's not too much, pretty little cooldown on that counter in comparison to other counters out there.
That was so smart by VoiD to go for the uncharged needle that time. Understanding that the uncharged ones have a little bit more knockback. You know, the charged ones, more damage obviously, but they keep you in place before they send you offline. He wants Cosmos off stage as much as possible here.
That was a very intelligent bouncing fish coming from VoiD. Again, hitting his shield and catching with the second swing of it. The second he hit that first swing, it's a very active hitbox, and you just have to be aware of it. Oh, trying to go to the grab into the grab, but Cosmos very aware of what VoiD's trying to set up, goes for the spot dodge to avoid any potential further combos.
Even when his back's against the wall, understanding when to spot dodge, that's so good. Okay, gets the up tilt, Needle's right into him.
What is he doing?
VoiD combos coming out.
VoiD catching him with the down tilt on the ledge into a tipper up smash. Cosmos DIing like the gods in order to survive that slick combo coming from CLG VoiD.
VoiD right now, the tables have turned though, struggling to get his feet back onto the ground. Cosmos trying to close this thing out. Oh,
trying to catch with the Dragon Fang shot, but VoiD runs in, getting the grab, trying to campus landing, immediately trying to close it out with that forward air off stage instead, but Cosmos lands back onto the stage, getting a grab and throwing him off.
There's the back throw attempt. Cosmos not in a good spot. The double 1-2 jab, the dash attack.
VoiD just stood there. He stood there, waited for the up special to come into the right position, goes for the 1-2 jab, into the dash attack to finish it off and moves on to top 8 losers sides. Congratulations to Counter Logic Gaming VoiD.
Absolutely. Huge
and good stuff from Cosmos.
Yeah, Cosmos did a very solid job there. You know, it's not too often that we get to see, you know, Corrin almost make it like into top 8. But here's a few replays here. There's that tipper side special.